In this video, we're going to break down the listing agent's routine. So if you want to be a listing agent and you want to know a routine that worked for me to make millions in selling listings in real estate, you want to watch this video. Got a list to last. That's a saying that is entrenched in my mind because as a realtor, that's what everybody in the industry taught me, that top realtors go ahead and get listings. Because the more listings you have, the more inventory you have, that's kind of a way to make money while you sleep because people are showing your listings and you can possibly make money while you're sleeping. In this video, we're going to break down the listing agent's routine. So if you want to be a listing agent and you want to know a routine that worked for me to make millions in selling listings in real estate, you want to watch this video. Here's the deal, y'all. It is a very simple routine, but success is usually in the simplicity. And unfortunately, people don't do it. So I'm going to give you the formula today. And I want you to really practice it and just use it. And I promise you it will work because it worked for me. The first phase in this is just preparation. Okay? So as a listing agent, you have to remember you're going to be prospecting. You're going to be making calls. I don't care what people say. Social media, for sale by owners, expiry, we're going to get into all that stuff. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you acquire those leads. There's going to come a time where you got to pick up the phone and call those leads. So you cannot be shy of the phone. In your preparation phase, that is your biggest hurdle. That is your biggest obstacle. We cannot have the fear of not being able to pick up the phone and calling people. Guys, what you feel on the outside comes from what you feel from the inside. You are good enough. Yes, you might have a fear of failure or a fear of success. It is what it is. Let's stop thinking about it because the best way to solve those fears is action. Action builds momentum. Momentum builds success. Okay? So what are you doing during this preparation phase? Preparation is basically aligned with how are you accumulating phone numbers and contacts to call. That's your preparation. You're getting your ingredients for that recipe. And your ingredients for that recipe are people to call and eventually turn into clients so you can turn those clients into referrals and eventually raving fans. It starts right here. So how are you going to get them? Your sphere. It's about time that we get all of the people we know into a CRM and into a database. That is bar none the first step. Your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your hairdresser, your barber, your friends, your family, all of them. Put them in the database. That's your sphere, okay? We're not going to get into actual scripts today. This is your routine. Get your sphere in there. Another awesome, cool way of getting listings is going after FSBOs, for sale by owners. That is a magic thing. For sale by owners. These are people that are raising their hand and telling the world, my house is for sale. I crush for sale by owners because all I had to do was convince them why it would be better to use me than not use me. How their life will be more convenient and they will make more money by hiring me. That's all I did. And that's all you need to do as well. So for sale by owners. The other way, rather, that you can get those phone numbers are expiries. Expiries, as you know, are simply those houses that used to be on sale, but for some reason they didn't sell. And usually it's because the price was too high. Let's be real. And the second go around, funny enough, they are actually more willing to do a price drop. So don't think those expiries won't sell. They will. So you got your sphere, you got your for sale by owners, you got your expiries. Now let's go to content creation. It is important that you get out there on that social media universe, tell the world that you're in real estate. Leads will fly in through your DMs, okay? So now those are also leads. You take those leads on your DM, you ask them for their phone number, Let me pause. Do not sell real estate texting. These thumbs are not for trying to convert prospects into clients. The phone is. The only thing your hand should be used is for signing contracts. Today's is DocuSign or DigiSign. But you know what I'm saying, okay? Now, when you get this lead flow, you can add in. This is all the ways. This is all free. Content is free. Your sphere is free. For sale by owners, it's free. Expiries are free. You want to juice a little bit of money? Then you can go into the online world. You can try to get those online leads if you have some money to spare, okay? Now you have several ways for preparation. You have phone numbers. This does not work if you're not constantly getting phone numbers. So the hardest part is the preparation. That's a whole business plan that we can do on another video. But basically, a lot of your daily stuff is working on the business. So when you hear from coaches and mentors, you got to work on the business and not in the business. This is a big portion of what they're talking about. The preparation, building the business, getting those phone numbers. All right. So now you're prepared. The other tool you need is a CRM. So when you're talking to people, you can make notes. But during your prospecting time, if that's a 2-hour window, do not make the notes during your prospecting time, please. That's called pretend working. I made a call. I'm making my notes. Okay, I did 2 calls. It took me an hour to do my notes. My prospecting's done. That's not how prospecting works. You know that, and I know that. You make your notes after. So just have a pen, make little scribble notes while you're making calls, and then at the end of that, you time block for putting it into your CRM. Now during your time block window, a 2-hour window is what I did, okay? 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I really liked 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. as well. And sometimes you got to play around with the evening times to catch people, okay? But, you know, this is not a video for that. In this case, we're going to have 2-hour window to make the calls. Now you simply make the calls. You follow your script. When you follow your script, don't be a robot. Have some swag. Speak from the heart. People like emotion. Yeah, have your script, but I never read my script verbatim. It wasn't typed out. I had my points. Boom, 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 boom. And then I spoke from the heart. Yo, what's up, Eddie? How you doing? Da, 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 da. Like, I talk to them like you're a friend. Be excited. As you're having these conversations, it's really simple. If somebody says, no, man, let them go. Too many realtors I see just trying to convince the no's. And the other side of it, they had one person that said maybe, and they're not filling up their pipeline every day, and they keep crushing that maybe every week. Hey, you want to sell yet? You want to sell yet? And then they come to their mentor and say, oh, nobody wants to sell real estate. No, it's because you keep calling the same people. Look, you're going to categorize. You're not looking to close during your prospecting. You have 3 buckets. 1, 2, 3. The first bucket is yes. Somebody wants to sell. You're going to go to an appointment. Easy. The second bucket is no. If somebody says no, let them go. Get off the phone. Don't try to convince them because it's an urgency to get through your list. The reason why realtors keep trying to convince the no's is because they don't have a big enough list. For me, I'm like, yo, I got 100 more calls to make today. Okay, bye. You know what? Boom. Here's a key. The money is in the maybes. Most people will say maybe to you, all right? And those are the people you got to put on your CRM, put on a drip, and have other calls. Different story for a different day. Ask permission to follow up with the maybes. And like I said, move on from the no's very, very fast. Okay? So you have your preparation. You're making the calls. During your preparation phase, you got to practice your script. Okay? And like I said, not like a robot, just know what the points are. Have those points, you know, right here. Like right now I'm doing this video. I have a few points here that I want to talk about. Bada boom, bada bing. Sometimes sometimes I might be looking down. That's okay, because I want to make sure that you guys get the right value. So if I'm doing my script, same thing. Okay, I asked them this, I asked them that, I asked them this, all good. And you got to remember, it's not a video, it's a phone call. So nobody's going to know you're doing it. You're good to go. All right. So now, after you made the calls, and you make them enough, you're going to have appointments. My appointments were usually evening appointments, before dinner, after dinner, sometimes on the weekend. A lot of people here, they're not entrepreneurs, they're 9-to-5 workers. So you got to go around the schedule. So in that appointment, you got to go early. You have to be on time. Don't be late to those appointments. Actually go a little bit early, cruise around the neighborhood, kind of see what other amenities and all that stuff is out there. Now, there might be, during your CMA, which is one of the things you got to prepare for before you go to your appointment, you might miss a house that wasn't on the listing, somebody that's trying to sell it on their own, or it's an exclusive, but there's a sign out there. So take 10-15 minutes, cruise around that, because the person that's selling that home, where you're going for that appointment, they know the sale signs that are in their neighborhood. So you want to make sure that you know, because they're going to test you. All right. So before that appointment, you're going to have a few things prepared. Comparative market analysis, or a CMA, is the first thing. You're going to make sure that you're an expert of the market, where the interest rates are right now, because one of the things that they're really going to take away from you is pricing that home. So in that appointment, as a listing agent, you're going to walk in, you're going to have some energy, and the first thing you're going to do is take me on a tour of your home. Who wants to be my tour guide? Who wants to do my job today? So as you're getting a tour of the house, you're building rapport. You're asking questions. And when you're asking those questions, yeah, you care about the answers, but you care more about how they are speaking to you. And in this juncture of it, you're going to find out their communication style, because you want to understand the personality type and communicate to them the way they like to be communicated to. After you see the house, you're going to go ahead, you're going to sit on a table. Don't go to the couch, because they're going to try to take you to the couch. Let's have a coffee, because they're just being hospitable. They don't sell their house every day. But we want contracts signed. We want laptops out. We need a table. We don't want a couch. It's not coffee time. It's not fun time. It says acquisition time, contract signing time. Okay, so get on the table, do your presentation. As good as your presentation is, you're going to have objections. Either a price objection, a marketing objection, commission objection. All right? Your presentation's got to be so good that you're handling those objections, because you know they're going to come before they even ask them. I have this awesome way on how to do a listing presentation that I may share with you on a separate video. So make sure you subscribe so you get that video. Anyways, after you got those objection handlers out, you're going to show them the contract. You can do that in paper and pen, or you can have it digital. You are there to sign a contract. It's not good enough to go on a listing appointment. Get that contract signed. I remember younger Rick go to the listing appointment. I thought I did a great job, because they said, hey, we're going to let you know in a couple of days. I keep following up. They're not calling me back. I finally get a hold of them. Oh, we went with somebody else. We're not looking to sell anymore. Don't let that happen to you, y'all. Fix your game. Bring your A game. Get that contract signed. That's what you're there for. After you get that contract signed, go over the next steps. This is what's going to happen next. Don't leave them in the dark. Let them know your communication, how often you're going to communicate with them. Then go to the next steps. The next steps is pretty much you're going to go and you're going to upload that listing. You're going to make sure all the brochures are done. You're going to schedule the open houses. You're going to boost up your marketing. You're going to do the whole 9 yards, okay? So that's a regular routine for a listing agent. You're going to go through the preparation phase, which I talked about in this video. Then you're going to make the calls. That's where most agents fail. Got to make the calls. Those calls, schedule appointments. That's 3. And number 4 is client acquisition, baby. Get those contracts signed. Hopefully you got some value from this. Thank you for tuning in. See you on the next video, y'all.